we have an outline today?
Yes, we do.
You sent it.
I sent it your way.
I was thinking of raw dogging it, but I guess.
Raw dog you.
Trying to make the pod less explicit.
I actually have a funny story. Me and Nash thought it was funny anyway.
It's not going to be funny.
If it's about me, I'm not going to laugh.
Spoiler alert.
Well, no, because we were at, we went to a bar, and, we were just hanging out. I think one of our other friends goes to the bathroom and comes back. He's like, yo, there are two guys in the stall right now. They're fighting, and they're about to throw down. So Nash is like, I got to go check this out. He goes in and comes back, and he's like, yeah, it's like they're talking apparently like they were talking to the same girl, and now they're going to fight in the bathroom, and it's all fucked up. I'm like,
It's just them two?
Yeah, fighting in the stall. So I go in, and all I hear is it's talking to this guy's like, I move in silence and everything. It's like, you better not. Like, they're going at it. Like,
Yeah. How long is this? How long has it been since the first guy
we
went
kept
in?
cycling going into the bathroom because we kept wanting to put the story and put pieces together. So we figured out that I guess they were both talking to the same girl, and he's like, why are you texting her saying that? All this shit. He's like, that's what I do. I'm sorry. That's what I do. And we go in, and we all noticed, we heard sniffing sounds. And so we figured it out that they, to not attract attention from the bathroom attendant, were probably fake fighting just so they could do coke in the bathroom. Or they made amends, and they're like,
Let's do a line.
let's just bump it up. I
wanted
wanted
unity.
Yeah, I wanted to knock. Like, yo, you talking about her? Yeah, she fucking sucks, man. Can I get a two? Can I get a two to that?
Is that the universal?
Yeah,
we're
that's
doing
like
coke in
That's the
the
code.
yeah, it's like, yo, yeah, she's a real piece of work.
So was there a fight?
Want to get a bump? No, I think they were just doing coke in the bathroom, and they made this. It's pretty ingenious, right? If you see the two guys in the stall and you hear the bathroom attendant's going to tell somebody, but if they're fighting, let them have, let them.
I want to know where you were where there was
out.
a bathroom attendant.
It wasn't a place that I don't think needed a bathroom attendant.
Why were you out in a pandemic? Didn't you just
Yeah,
criticize
you just
Nash
shit
for
on Nash
doing
for
the
that.
same
It was a
thing?
social distant restaurant.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. I'm Bo Oliver. joined here
Skated
today.
right through that one.
Well, because you're lucky that he had a cold opening story, but I guess I'll just bring it up over the course of the review. That everyone got to see Teddy's true colors last night during the Super Bowl. Pulled back the curtain.
What?
Disloyalty.
Oh,
Listen, man,
bratty.
money trumps all loyalty.
That is true.
That's what bothers me about what you did, though. Is that,
What?
Tom Brady's his guy.
I
Don't
know.
you agree with this, Aaron?
Yeah, he's
If you're going to bet big on someone, wouldn't it be more enjoyable to bet on your guy, root for your guy, knowing it's a
It's
a
tough
win-win?
betting against the Chiefs, though. They put up 31 a game. And after how Brady performed against the Packers,
That's your
how do you-
guy.
but how do you not
What do you
think the
get-
Chiefs are going to win that game?
Who are you?
I
Sal
said,
Palantonio?
I said for the past 2 weeks that I want Brady to win, but I think the Chiefs are going to blow him out. I cannot believe the way that game went. I mean,
Yeah, you
that was
using
insane.
logic all of a sudden to make your bets.
I always use logic. It might not be the right
Okay,
logic,
well,
but it's
this
logic.
is the Nerd Soup Podcast, and we are back for another episode of movie reviews, TV reviews, and video game. Well, you were complaining a lot on Twitter, and it was pissing people off.
I got 5 big ones on the game. I'm not going to not complain.
And like I said, we have a lot of stories to talk about, some trailers. Listen to the podcast, Spotify, iTunes, watch it on YouTube. Follow us at Nerd Soup on all places. Nerd Soup Monkey, Teddy Nerd Soup.
I've bet on the Patriots, rooting for them to lose. Just so if they win, I win.
That's ridiculous to me.
How's that ridiculous?
It's just weird watching the game under those conditions.
It really is. It really is good. So the Patriots win, I'm like, oh fuck, it sucks, but now I made some money. And if they lose, it makes me feel better. Like, well, at least the Patriots lost.
I like to bet on my guys, man.
I should have bet on him.
Yeah,
I should have done it.
It's your boy going for number 7, man.
That is fucking. I was shocked.
Like, it's your boy.
How do you honestly thought he was going to win 100%?
I knew.
I picked the Chiefs, but if I'm a Brady,
Are you kidding?
yeah, but I'm just saying for you.
I was
And the fact that
I
you
was
were-
trying to keep my fandom out of it. I'm
the
trying to
fact
go with
that
the
you
best,
went
the
so
better
public,
team.
like just saying, oh, why don't you just give Brady the flags? Like,
You should have given the.
you
fucking
better hope he
flags.
doesn't see those tweets, because he'll
Why?
be upset
block
with
me.
you. Yeah,
He was
he'll
upset.
follow you and then block you.
Like, oh, Brady gets every call. Meanwhile, that's been helping him
Yeah,
out for
that's
the
the thing.
past 20 years.
Hey, I said I'm not blind anymore. I can see clearly now.
so ridiculous.
That was a terrible game,
Dude,
and I'm
it was
shocked.
3rd and 5. Was that roughing? Was that fucking unnecessary roughness serious? It was a push, and they call unnecessary roughness on that. For 15 yards?
The worst
But
call
that
was that
nothing,
first down?
nothing. The Chiefs that didn't. The Chiefs were still going to lose that game regardless.
Yeah, but
No,
that
but
pass interference was horrible.
Yeah.
To end the first half.
Yeah,
The
but
tripping pass interference.
they could get nothing going on offense.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
what
they-
their game plan was. It was
Yeah, well, momentum is a big factor too, and just completely kills a team. You hold them to punt, now
Right, but-
first down. You stop them again, another first down. Now they go down and score.
They had
Demoralizing.
opportunities in the red zone too, and they just couldn't get it done.
No, I mean, yeah, kudos to them.
Their game plan was let
Bucks
the
D1.
O-line get obliterated, and what are you cheering about?
Warner Brothers just hit us up about screeners.
Really?
Yes.
That's sick.
Live on the pod.
Yeah, look at that. Breaking news.
That's dope. Get it? We're gonna get Dune?
Well, we'll cut that out, but what were you guys saying?
The Bucks D went bananas last night.
Yeah, how do you feel as a Jet fan of an
Todd Bowles.
organization?
I never
Fine.
hated Todd Bowles, but he wasn't. You know,
He wasn't a good head coach, man.
Look-
He's not a good head coach.
look at
He's
the
not a
4
good
years
head
he was with the
coach.
team. I mean, he wasn't.
Yeah, look at the last 40 years of the team.
I know, but he was like, it's not like he was not like on the brink and on the cusp, and they just decided to go with Gase. Like everyone agreed that we needed a new coach, and I think he still could be a good head coach.
How
but
many coaches have they had in your lifetime?
you want to go down this?
It's
Not that
hilarious
many,
to me.
actually.
It's so funny when we
Rex
see it
Ryan
with the
went for
Knicks all the time.
6 years, 7 years, right?
They stuck with Herm. Eric Mangini was there for a while. I mean, it's not like
Eric
Gase.
Mangini was there for 2 years.
I think 3.
That is a while for the Jets.
But like Rex Ryan.
Bowles
then-
was there for a fucking lifetime.
Yeah, 4 years.
Rex Ryan was the guy that actually they kept that they probably should have covered earlier. Like Rex got us.
Hey, brought them to a championship game.
Well, let's stop the football talk before we lose all our subs. First story actually is a trailer that we got from the Super Bowl. Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Captain Falcon. Wow, look at that. Yeah, he's coming from Smash Brothers to the MCU. And this was the second trailer that we've seen. The first one was kind of like it wasn't that long, right? It's like a first look, 20 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess that's like the smart way to do it. I mean, you're fucking Disney, but kind of give you a little tease. It's like for the full trailer, go here. 'Cause I guess I didn't want to spend the extra money to play the rest of the trailer, but
Yeah, that's such a stupid thing that the industry does these days.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer for the trailer. It's ridiculous. But I thought this was a good trailer. I think it's weird because a lot of people don't seem too excited about this show.
there's
And
no.
I think it's because it feels like a standalone.
Yeah, and I think with WandaVision too, like we knew right away that first trailer from last Super Bowl, I was blown away. I'm like, wow, this is gonna be fucking weird and different, and that kind of.
You knew from the
excited me
trailer
about
there's
it.
gonna be layers to that show.
Yeah, and I know what I know what I kind of know what to expect with this, which is not like a bad thing. I think that
You hit it spot on when we talked about WandaVision when I asked why they were going with Captain. Is it Captain Falcon?
it's Falcon.
When I
was
asked
gonna say the
why
Captain
they're
America
going with
series.
Falcon first and why, like, we got lucky that they put.
WandaVision first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because that this is easy. Like it's more akin to what the MCU is.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make me any less excited for it, but it's nothing where I'm like anticipating it the way I was WandaVision.
It's not going to break down walls like we think that like what WandaVision is doing.
So I
right
get
now.
like real like Winter Soldier vibes, and Winter Soldier is my favorite MCU thing so far. And that's another thing too. When we rank MCU now, can I put WandaVision in there?
I think you could. Oh well, I don't know. It's a TV show, man. You can do so much more with TV shows than a movie.
It's on Letterboxd, so
So I would put it up there so far.
I'm gonna rank it when the season is done. I mean, if you add up all the episodes, it's gonna be only like a maybe between 4 and 5 hour movie.
Yeah.
If you play them all back to back to back, I mean, not as long as their typical movies, but that's an interesting question. But yeah, your point about how this trailer just gave you Winter Soldier vibes, it was the same thing for me. It feels like the continuation of Winter Soldier, and obviously taking everything that these two characters has been through up until this point, where we thought they were on better terms when we last saw them, but it seems like they're in like group therapy, superhero therapy together,
Yeah.
trying to get them to work together. And what's going to be the most important element of the show is the narrative. If it's a narrative like Winter Soldier that's captivating, that deals with the politics of the time, that's clever, that gives these characters an opportunity to show off how they can think and fight in a battle, then it will be a good show. And if all that stuff isn't there, then it's going to suck. And you obviously, I think these two actors have chemistry from the other movies that's going to carry over. So you have to make that relationship funny, quipping back and forth. And it looks good. The production value looks okay. Him flying around, man. He's good with those
it
wings.
looks good. It looks good. That's another thing too we worried about, and we knew Disney was going to give a big budget. So
And the voiceover by Daniel, what the fuck is this guy's name? Brühl, who played Zemo in Civil War. He sounded very intimidating, and he's going to embrace kind of the villain from the characters. We see him with the mask, and he's continuing his work to destroy superheroes. So
I'm excited to see
maybe there will be repercussions that carry over into the other movies from this.
I'm
'Cause
excited
Winter
to see
Soldier
Anthony
was a huge
Mackie.
one.
I'm excited to see Anthony Mackie take a leading role right now because I'm a big fan of Anthony Mackie, and I want to see what the Falcon's about.
He's a great actor. I think he's kind of underrated.
Yeah.
Because he's become such a big name because of these movies. But
Did it seem like he doesn't want the shield, or he thinks he's not worthy enough of the shield?
that's the other point I wanted to make. This better end with Falcon as Captain America. It better end that way because he deserves it.
What was
Cap gave him the goddamn shield.
I know, you better use that. Who was in the suit?
would you? I mean, there's
I don't want any. We're sharing the responsibility.
Yeah, no.
We're both
neither.
He's been Captain America in the comics.
yeah, they both.
I want
have.
to see him in the
And
red, white, and blue
It's cool seeing them like use the shield and everything.
as a frisbee.
I mean, Anthony Mackie in interviews has been like, he's like, yeah, like I'm not Captain America. I don't know why people keep saying that. Like, and that could just be like keeping it hidden for a reveal, but it could be something where, you know, maybe the Falcon character wants to like be his own person, you know, not having to
Be his
like,
own hero.
Yeah, Cap was Cap. I'm Falcon, so I don't have to be Cap or anything like that.
Use the shield though.
Well,
Come on.
yeah, but like thinking for like Marvel, it's like, well,
He's LeBron James Jr. basically.
yeah,
He's gonna have the same uniform, same
Yeah.
shield. It's like, call me Falcon.
but it's like Marvel's probably like, yeah, but Captain America titles is gonna make a shit ton more money.
Right.
So I hope, you know,
I think the angle they may go is this new guy that's trying to be the government's Captain America. He shows that when you have that title, that if you use it irresponsibly, the repercussions can be pretty brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe that will encourage Sam Wilson to take up the mantle, saying, okay, Cap did entrust me with this. Maybe he is a little worried about stepping into the shoes of an icon in their world and our world. But
then he might come to embrace it. And I
Right,
think
yeah.
it has to be Sam. Another thing too for
yeah, like if they gave it to that would
Bucky
be
was
the
a war
worst
criminal.
situation.
If Bucky got it,
I don't think
Or Bucky got it.
I mean, it wasn't really Bucky, but he kind of was Bucky. He was brainwashed, but not
Yeah.
gonna bring the bodies back.
you can't blame him.
I don't, but just bad optics.
Brainwashed like the dudes in WandaVision at this time.
Yeah, you have Wanda fucking doing like being a terrorist.
Yeah,
Now you're gonna give the shield to Bucky. It's bad optics, bad PR.
It was hilarious in WandaVision when he called her a terrorist, and Rambo's like, she's not a terrorist, and he's like, you did call your experience terrifying.
Yeah.
So you do the math here, but yeah, no, Bucky can't get the shield. I mean, maybe down the road, but I don't think he'll ever take up the moniker.
That's an insult to Stark. You can't. Yeah.
It's also like it just makes sense that it's like when Captain America gave Falcon the shield, it felt like I don't want to put this burden on my friend because he's been through so much, and you're the only other person that I trust like I do trust Bucky. And even it almost feels like Bucky knew that because he's the one that sent Sam to go
Yeah.
speak to him. It's not Bucky's not the one who goes over; it's Sam.
But Cap and Sam have a tight connection too, though. It wasn't. I don't think it was more. I think it's more of a tight connection than him not wanting to give it to Bucky.
Yeah, right. It could just be that he is his best friend. But like I said, all the action scenes looked good in this. Looks very cinematic.
Definitely. And
I want to see Cap again. I just want to see him jump and throw the shield.
Well, his movies started making big money by the time you got to the third one. And they did include all of those Avengers.
mm-hmm.
But if you came out with Captain America 4, you can guarantee that's making $1 billion.
Oh, especially now.
And they'll throw people in there with him. It's not going to just be Sam Wilson. I think that's kind of why Winter Soldier works so well, right? Because you gave him those strong supporting characters.
He had Chadwick in there. He had Black Panther in there.
Right, yeah, Civil War, right? Yeah, so I think we're all definitely excited for this, and I think it's going to be good. I'm still hopeful.
Yeah, and nothing I've seen or heard has made me skeptical about the series at all. But it's about, at this point, is it going to be something that we expect, or are they going to do something that, you know, is going to keep us on our toes? And make it deserving of a series rather than a movie. It's like this could have been an email. Like this could have just been a film.
Right. Yeah, right. Our second story today is also a trailer that we got during Super Bowl Sunday, and that's Coming to America, the trailer. But the 2 in Coming to America is a 2. Therefore, this is the sequel to the 1988, I think the original movie came out. And I thought this was a funny trailer. It's always going to be hard to recreate the magic of the first one. It's such an original.
That's always hard to do, though. Especially with comedy.
And I like the premise. It's kind of the same thing except reversed, where his son is coming to the kingdom, and he realizes. I laughed out loud, dude, when he's like, "I'm not looking for a handout." He just gives
he drops the
suitcase of gold and
suitcase.
money. He's like, "I'll pack." So I thought the trailer was funny, and it kind of the resurgence of Eddie Murphy. And he was great in Dolomite, and he looks like he's going to be good in this as well. And it's just going to depend on how funny it is, because the story, like I said, it's very similar from the original. So
it's been such a long time, though. I don't know if maybe they can, but it's hard to capture that magic, especially in that time when Eddie Murphy was really just coming onto the scene, and with all the work he'd done in that, all the work that he did during those years, and just launching him into just a megastar. And it's you kind of hope it's something where, like, the only reason why he would come back and do this is because, we got something here. We can make this work, and we can make another classic like that. So it'll be interesting to see. It's always tough when you bring back something like this after all these years.
Yeah, it's like when they did Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, exactly. And that didn't work.
Yeah, especially with comedies, it always fails.
Almost every time, dude. The first Coming to America's budget was $36 million, and it made $350.
Yeah, that's the thing. It made
that's
a
crazy
shit ton of money for a comedy. If a comedy came out and did those numbers today, people would be like, "What the fuck?" So it's not. I mean, you can't even call it a cult classic. It was kind of just a mainstream classic, and it's still always referenced. I mean, prominent celebrities are always dressing like these characters from this movie.
Yeah,
it's always being referenced by comedians and people in the film. It is a classic. It's a comedy classic, and like you said, it was at the height of Eddie Murphy's powers. This is when he was the biggest comedic star in the world.
Amazon Prime too. So,
right. Yes.
I think that's a good move. Got more eyes on it.
Yeah, I don't know the release date exactly. I don't have it on the outline, but it's soon, right?
Yeah.
March 5th, 2021. It's coming up. Shit. 3 weeks.
Looks like we have to review the first one.
I'm down.
I wouldn't mind that, actually.
I definitely we're going to rewatch it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but those are one of those movies I watched a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the last time I seen that was when I was like 9 or 10.
I haven't seen it.
I always
yet.
liked that. I watched Liar Liar again recently, and that was one of my favorites when I was a kid. And that's kind of like what I tweeted. Like, you guys see the Jose Canseco thing?
No.
He was like doing one of those celebrity boxing matches that they do now.
Okay, yeah, I did see like people tweeting about that.
That was a lot down. The reason why I liked Jose Canseco was because of Liar Liar and Jim Carrey and the kid when they would play baseball. He was like, "Oh, I want to be Jose Canseco," and I was like the same age as that kid. I was like, "Oh, I want to be Jose Canseco too." Terrible judgment by my point back then, but
yeah.
That was tough seeing Canseco go down and Nate Robinson within a few months.
Yeah, he's become like that name is synonymous with snitching, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially now, since a lot of people don't care about these celebrity boxing matches need to stop.
And no, it's not going to stop either. It's the worst part.
I mean, because they're going to keep making money.
I want to see what it's entertaining, I guess.
I don't want to see. Well,
you can hype anything up, and I'll be like, oh fuck, yeah. I got to check this out. People are talking about it. I'll be like, I don't want to miss out on any of this. But yeah, like I was saying, with Liar Liar, rewatching it, it's like I still remembered some of the jokes and my favorite parts, and I kind of forgot some things, and it's always fun to revisit.
Dude, that's the best when you love a comedy movie and when you start rewatching it and you forget some of the jokes that made you crack up, and you hear it again.
Yeah, and it still holds up.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, we have our next story here is breaking news that 20 minutes before we started recording. So thank you, podcast gods.
What happened?
Apparently, Keanu Reeves has been offered the role of Kraven in the Spider-Man universe, and this isn't for a specific movie. It's not for Spider-Man 3. Movie seems a little packed already, so I don't know how they would manage to fit Kraven into this.
Well, Kraven would get a solo.
Don't doubt him.
Really? I think that was like the rumors surrounding everything. I think Sony wanted to do solos for villains.
Okay, that's interesting. And this is a villain I wanted to see Kraven be the villain for Spider-Man 3. Looks like they're not going to go that route, but I think this is a good choice. I mean, Keanu Reeves has proven with John Wick that he can be the
But I don't want
the stone cold silent hunter.
Yeah.
So with these solo villain movies, it's just them. There's no superhero in it. It's just them doing their thing.
I'm
Well, I
sure
don't
that
know
they'll
if that's
have someone
confirmed, but I thought I heard.
Because
like,
I'm not
rumors.
liking when they're doing that. I mean, you like these villains for the fight with the superhero.
Well, they'll have their own person to fight, I guess.
Yeah, villain movies, you always just get your own villain.
Yeah.
It's just someone else to fight against, which is, I kind of like that. The villain almost is the anti-hero for a movie, and then maybe something happens at the end where he just goes full psycho. Like,
But it would
the
be
whole
cool if it
reason-
was like a Kraven movie, and it was Kraven focused, but Spider-Man was his villain in the movie.
right, yeah, that he's trying to catch. They would never do that, but that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, from his perspective, yeah, Spider-Man's just his villain. Well, I thought it made perfect sense. There were rumors for a long time that he was going to be from Wakanda, that they were kind of going to
that'd be sick.
rework the character. That would have been awesome using Wakanda tech. But I thought it was a no-brainer with Spider-Man 3. He's on the run as a fugitive. Who do you bring in? You bring in Kraven the fucking Hunter.
Yeah.
But it looks like he won't, like I said, he won't be in Spider-Man 3. And he hasn't accepted the role.
I'm a little hesitant for Keanu Reeves. I mean, we love him as John Wick, but I kind of wish it would go a little younger or more of a physical, imposing Kraven. I
Chris
don't know.
Hemsworth.
What?
Chris Hemsworth.
Well, I know like Joe Manganiello's been a rumor and stuff like that, but maybe he's just playing Flash in Spider-Man 3 if they do that. But I don't think it's a terrible. He can be that imposing figure without with just like we've seen in John Wick, that kind of style. But I don't know. I don't really know too much about the character or how he would fit in. But
I think it would be badass if they got someone who was like 6'6", just
Dude,
like the Rock. Yeah, obviously he wouldn't do that, but somebody of that stature, maybe even Bautista. Oh, he's fucking Drax. They cast too many
I know.
actors.
They cast too many good actors for like
John
for all
Cena
their roles. Yeah.
or Idris Elba, man. But Heimdall, fucking God. I was gonna make him Wakandan again. Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with you there. I think it's with Marvel, they've shown that you can cast someone and they don't necessarily pop off of the comic book page,
yeah,
but the performance is so good that it doesn't matter.
It's almost like they never typecast and they always nail it every time.
It's like even Pattinson with Batman, that's the last guy you would expect, but there's just something about it that makes you go,
You trust it.
yeah, right. I'm interested in seeing this crazy man play this crazy bat. But good for Keanu Reeves, man. Keeps getting these fucking offers.
yeah.
He's killing it right now.
Yeah,
He's hot.
He's had a good couple of years since the John
Strike
Wick
it while it's hot.
franchise, man. That TV spot of him saying I'm back, I remember watching that and thinking, shut the fuck up, Keanu Reeves. This John Wick garbage. Never has a movie so surprised me, man. And it's just been history since.
That's a strong 3 movies too.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
all
dude.
good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
No, just thinking about like that first trailer, and now it's
John
like
Wick?
one of the most impactful action franchises in history.
Yeah. Since then, it's like we can't wait for John Wick 4. What's he gonna do next?
Is that confirmed?
Oh yeah, are you kidding me, man? They always end with the cliffhanger. It's always the same cliffhanger every
done.
movie. So yeah, I'm done. They're like, no, you're not. Yeah, so that is exciting news. Keanu Reeves possibly joining the MCU. Another actor that has already joined the MCU and exited, unfortunately, but he may be back. He's been hinting about it. Michael B. Jordan. This is not about Black Panther. It's about his movie Without Remorse that is coming to Amazon Prime April 30th. And this is a Tom Clancy book.
Nice.
You know Tom Clancy,
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege, and what else has he done recently? He's always making
Jack Ryan,
right, yeah,
which is really good.
Yeah, I
With
think
John
he also
Krasinski.
did Jack Reacher.
Yo, John Krasinski could probably be a good Kraven.
He's fantastic, Mr. Fantastic.
Is
man.
that
Come on,
confirmed?
yeah, it's confirmed in our minds, in the collective minds of the internet. No, I don't think he would be bad either. Yeah, but this is a movie that apparently it's been in development hell since 1995.
Development hell.
Yeah,
Going through the
development
ringer.
hell. Yeah, right. Different directors, different actors, different scripts. But what's also interesting about this story is Amazon also announced that they've come to a deal with Michael B. Jordan's production company, Outlier Society, a first look film deal, and also to develop some television shows between them. So what this means is that Amazon gets first look at all the films that they will be producing, and if they like them, they will drop them. If not, Michael B. Jordan gets to take it to the highest bidder.
That's pretty cool. Good for him.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was
yeah.
doing all that.
Yeah, no, he's. I remember we may have talked about it on the podcast. Actually, I don't think we did. But when he started this production company, you see a lot of young actors doing that these days. Margot Robbie was one that comes to mind, where her star rose. She made her production company, and then you got I, Tonya, So she's had some success there. Even producing Birds of Prey, Let these actors have a say in how these movies are made because a lot of them have good filmmaking sensibilities. So it's good news for this movie coming out, finally. It's been pushed back due to the pandemic. Tom Clancy movies historically aren't always great.
No.
But I heard
they're popcorn movies.
The John Krasinski, Jack Ryan show is very
really
good.
good.
Yeah, I've heard great things about it.
I wanted to review it, but I didn't think you guys watched it or would want to review it.
Maybe I will watch it.
Give it a shot.
Do that after Cobra Kai.
All right.
Start doing all the bro shows for nerds.
Yeah, for me.
I'll tell you what, Cobra Kai is not even that bro-y, but as for something that's so in tune with 80s nostalgia, it just made me cry so many times, man.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Every time they
Nice.
mention, dude, it's very sentimental, man. It hits you right in the gut. Something about those simplistic Eastern philosophies of life. It's very
Miyagi, though, man, gets you. Every flashback to Mr. Miyagi gets me.
Really does. But yeah, maybe one day Jack Ryan. But this is going to be the broiest of bro movies, Michael B. Jordan. Hopefully it is badass. Hopefully they take a page from the John Wick book and just let Michael B. Jordan kill people.
That'd be dope.
And go.
I did see too. Speaking of Michael B. Jordan, something about him possibly returning as Killmonger, but I feel like that's been around for a while. Those rumors.
I thought the rumor was that he was going to take up Black Panther. I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, you Google that, you'll find
a
million
saying
hits
it,
on that. Yeah. No, but from his mouth, he said, "I can't speak on if I'm in Black Panther 2," which is interesting because you would think that if he wasn't in it, he would just say, "I'm not in it," or he's just playing coy,
I would do
Feige's bidding for
Stay
him.
relevant.
But he said he would like to return if the opportunity arose to come back as Killmonger. You got to keep him dead for me.
It was, yeah.
Even the multiverse takes away from that. Because that movie is it's just Black Panther, It's so disconnected from everything else going on.
Right, yeah, and a lot of times it takes the weight out of those moments, right, when you bring someone back and...
Right, instead of the last time, even with Robert Downey Jr., if he comes back and it's the past or it's a multiverse, now that's the last time you've seen him on screen. It's no longer Endgame. Your final image is no longer him saying goodbye to Pepper and Peter. It's him saying, "Hey, what's up? I'm a different Robert Downey Jr." I think the same thing with Killmonger. If you see him again, it's like, well, that's no longer his final scene in Black Panther, and it's such a great scene. All right, speaking of returns, we have our final story here. It's about Ramin Djawadi, the famous composer of Game of Thrones and other HBO shows and some movies. He actually did Iron Man 3. Is returning for the House of the Dragon. So, they got their man.
Didn't we talk about this?
Nope, we did not. We were going to, but we forgot to.
Yeah, I think this is a no-brainer. Obviously, all the iconic scores throughout the 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. Even when people didn't like The Long Night, that Night King score is fucking incredible. So,
I think that's the only thing they grasped onto was that score.
Yeah. I mean, Light of the Seven, and even like all the themes for the Starks and different characters, it's just iconic. And
this guy did all of them? He composed everything in Game of Thrones?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
It's like, who are we going to get back to do the score of for the prequels of Star Wars? Yeah, it's got John Williams. It's a no-brainer.
Quincy Jones.
It's synonymous with the show, and yeah, I think he should be a part of all future composing that has to do with anything with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'd like to see him. I always say I would love to see him score Star Wars because I think that what Star Wars is lacking musically when John Williams isn't around is kind of new original themes. The themes aren't that memorable. And he's done such a great job of creating memorable themes for Game of Thrones characters. I think that would also be a no-brainer.
How old is there a composer that's like going to take up? Because Star Wars is going to keep moving forward, and John Williams isn't getting any younger. Is there composers that are going to take over their mantles?
Michael Giacchino. He's done a lot of blockbusters, and I think he did
Good Enough?
Rogue One. No, people haven't loved his music. They've preferred it in. He did Spider-Man: Homecoming. People like that score.
What if someone
I think he does The Mandalorian too.
Say like Star Wars 12 in 14 years, and John Williams is in here, and they use his theme. Is he credited?
No. I think he won't be credited as the composer of the movie.
Okay.
Because they've already done that. Like Rogue One has his music, but it's still, I think it is Giacchino. Can you look that up? Rogue One?
Who composed Rogue One?
Yeah. So they'll always have the template.
Yeah.
And people have criticized the composers for that as well, not relying enough on John Williams. So it's a tall task. It's like they want the John Williams music, but then they want you to create something as memorable and new.
Michael Giacchino.
Right. Okay. I think he does Mandalorian too. Can you look that up?
Yeah.
So the Mandalorian music has been, I think, the best of the newer Star Wars.
Yeah. I like a lot of people have gravitated towards that theme.
Ludwig.
Oh,
Can't
right.
say his-
Yeah, that
can't
is
say
a
his last name,
Giacchino. Yeah, he's Swedish, I think. He's done a lot as well.
Goransson? Ludwig, yeah.
Sounds
Goransson.
about right, yeah.
And I guess Ludwig, that's just like you're born to be a composer.
It's like Gloria naming her son LeBron. It's like, you're going to be the GOAT. Yeah, if you name your kid Ludwig and he's just like me.
Yeah.
I'm just a fucking loser named Ludwig. Just wasting the name.
But I wonder how many of like the themes he'll bring over.
From Thrones?
Yeah.
I think he'll probably start from scratch.
Think so?
Maybe you can have hints of the other themes. I wonder if they'll do that, if they'll like try to incorporate the dun 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 dun. But I think
that's
the
more
challenge
that's
here
game
is,
of maybe.
the challenge here is, I think, to create everything new. Because your music the first go around was so iconic.
New and catchy.
But what if like,
Iconic.
in House of the Dragon, like House Stark shows up and they play the Stark theme?
I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's the thing.
And the Targaryen theme is like,
it's like kind of the Dothraki theme.
but it's synonymous with Dany.
Right. I think
Dany was the only Targaryen, like.
Well,
Like
where we're going to see with this is different factions.
Yeah.
So we may even see like 2 different Targaryen themes, or leitmotifs for characters
Yeah.
that kind of carry on with the characters that they're associated with.
Different factions in each house is what you're saying, right?
Right. Yeah. So that's the thing. It is based on the Civil War that they have. So you would think that both sides need their own music. Yeah. WWE.
So what, we're gonna see like 3 civil wars? There's Stark, Targaryen.
Well, they do and the Starks are involved in this, right?
Yeah.
But they usually don't get involved, but they came down for this one. They support the crown, right?
Fuck, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they support the crown.
Yeah. But the Starks, they're not going to support the
the man.
Yeah,
No.
well, no, it's not. They do support the man. That's what they do. I'll tell you what, the more we get news about this show, the more excited I am. Just getting the Djawadi news, I was like, yo, we're going to hear some Djawadi music on a Game of Thrones spinoff. I like the sound of that.
I'm gonna shit myself when we get a release date.
Please don't take 10 years to watch it this time.
No, I won't.
Trailer's going to be fire.
Remember Twitter the day Season 8 trailer dropped?
Oh, glorious day, dude. The best Twitter has ever been was those first 2 weeks for episodes 1 and 2. It was funny. We were all into it. Everyone was memeing Bran, staring at everyone. Everyone was memeing everybody. We were getting ready for the long night.
Dany was getting memed like crazy.
Yeah, dude. It was a fun couple of weeks. The whole Season 8 was actually very fun because of the internet. I've never seen anything like that where those characters were trending all week on Twitter,
Yeah.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen with, like, Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl. He won't be trending tomorrow. Like, the Thrones characters were trending all week.
WandaVision's been like that too.
Yeah.
Not all week, but for a couple days.
WandaVision's awesome.
I fucking can't wait
love
till
that
Friday,
show.
man. I really can't wait for Friday.
All right, let's move on to fan questions here, and then we'll wrap it up.
That's for the fan to decide.
Yay!
People you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
New clip from Zack Snyder features a fight sequence between the Amazons and Steppenwolf from the Justice is Gray edition of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, goodness. Write that on my tombstone, because this movie's going to kill me.
Yo, we might get that early.
Yeah, I might get that early, right?
Yeah.
Gotta read that email. This question here from Jackin at Wardell Wiggins. Who is a side character in Thrones you wish had played a bigger role?
Oh, what's his face? Can't even, is it Worm? Was it Worm?
Grey Worm?
Grey Worm, yeah. Grey Worm.
What the hell did you
love
want
Grey
Grey
Worm.
Worm to do?
More than
he
I love
already
Grey
did.
Worm, bro.
Just more
He's the
speaking
man.
roles.
I want to see him fighting more.
I do. I always get a kick out of Danny burning down the city and Grey Worm looking up and thinking it's on. Just killing everyone. Did not give a fuck. Well, for me, it's always the book characters, and I think like a character like Aegon, it's two characters for me. It's Aegon, and it's Euron, because I think Euron is going to be a lot of what happens with the White Walkers is going to make sense in the books because of Euron.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many logistical problems with the show now, because of the White Walkers and the Wall and how the Wall comes down. But the theories in the books is that Euron is going to be the one who accidentally brings it down using the horn or using something. He's going to let the monsters in. So I think not focusing on, and especially Aegon's character, I think is going to be, like, that's where Daenerys' descent is going to make more sense with his presence in the story. So I think those two are, I guess for the show, would be Euron.
Yeah, Euron is definitely a big one. Martells, obviously. There was a...
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they kind of just...
That's like you need a whole makeover. Like everyone except Oberyn.
Yeah.
And Ilaria, but she gets worse.
Yeah, those are two big ones. I think with those plot lines, there's so much possibilities there. And for new characters coming in, and they just fumbled it and kind of just moved on. So...
Yeah, I'm trying to think of in the final season if anyone... Well, Cersei, I guess you wish that she had more to do in that final season.
Yeah,
she's not
she's
a
not
side character,
yeah.
Right, that is true. Yeah, no, I think Euron for me is the one who fits the bill the most, because he is a side character that is going to be way more important, at least I believe, in the books.
You know, if I knew we were going book characters, I would have said someone different. But
well, maybe the Faceless Men too. Talk about side characters that were because everything with Jack and Hagar in seasons 2 and well, that's it. Yeah, season 2. So fucking weird. You're like, yo, what is this guy's fucking deal?
They got like a whole season though.
That's the thing. They got, I guess they weren't, they were in the spotlight. They just sucked. This question here from the nerdy Pat at Pat_Phillips93. With a good number of fantasy series either airing or in the works over the next few years, do you think there's a market for Disney to reboot The Chronicles of Narnia? Would a TV show be better suited than movies?
Honestly,
are you guys familiar with that?
Fan. Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of Chronicles of Narnia.
They were well received, though, right?
The movies, I think, were received positively. It wasn't overwhelming praise. Okay. I've only seen the first movie. I've only ever read the first book. Like you said, I was never a huge fan of Narnia.
Yeah.
But I think it makes sense for them to give it a shot. Especially if you're Disney.
Everything else is getting rebooted. Why not?
Right, yeah. And you can. I think it would make sense to do a series.
Yeah, Disney Plus. You have it right there.
Yeah, you can almost do like your PG-13 Game of Thrones. Like it's obviously not going to be that type of fantasy, but you can if you bring in good writers, a good showrunner, and give it a good budget. I think the lore is strong enough to get something out of it. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar, but it sounds like it could make sense. I wouldn't be shocked to hear it.
This question here from Kevin Myers. Ted, you can't answer this one. Who would win in a fight, Mikasa or Levi? I personally say... He says Levi 9 times out of 10. The only way he could see Mikasa winning is if Levi were to kill Eren, because then Mikasa would freak out. Yeah, Levi's going to dice her up. I mean, she can get lucky, like the NCAA tournament, March Madness, where she just goes off one game. But I was talking to this with you the other day when they... position Mikasa as the strongest fighter until she's not.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, there's a clear gap here. What the hell? Someone's better than Mikasa.
I mean, when they go to take to reseal the wall Maria, right?
Yeah.
I mean, no one can beat this guy.
He's untouchable.
Yeah. He's ridiculous. But that is a good point. Like, Mikasa could, like, if she was angry enough, maybe she could get him.
Well, even in the last...
And it's been a while. Like, there's been a jump in time, so we haven't really seen where
she looked pretty lethal so far.
Yeah, but maybe she is at that level now.
How far are you in this now?
I'm caught up.
Caught up, man.
Wow. He's speaking like he's been like an avid
like when you look at episode 2, season 3. Yeah, so no, Levi's the only person who can probably beat Levi is Levi.
I just looked at the box office for Narnia. The budget was $145 and it made $745 million.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then the second and third one both made $415, and the budgets were like $200.
Yeah, I think there's definitely potential for that, man. This question here from Nisa Nato. Question that Aaron can't answer. Look at that.
Can I answer?
Question for Bo and Teddy.
Yeah.
Just says Bo, actually.
Oh.
But you can answer as well. Favorite Cobra Kai character and moment?
Nice. Cop out Johnny Lawrence, I guess. But
he's my favorite character as well. And I think because he's just the best character. That's the biggest strength of the show is the arc of Johnny Lawrence. It was so unexpected for me to...
It's the way he's playing it, though. He's literally playing it perfect.
It's the performance, it's the writing, it's getting that his perspective. It's something that you never thought you needed when you watched the original Karate Kid.
When I first saw Cobra Kai, I said to myself, "Do I need this?" And I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it until this year, and then I'm in love with it.
Right. That's when people would tell me what the show is. I'm like, "Oh, Lawrence becomes a sensei." I'm like, "That's stupid," but it's really about how his life was fucking ruined, and his mistakes, the mistakes of the people that were guiding him to this wrong path, and how he's trying to make up for it.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it's the performance, the emotion, and the relationship he has with a character like Miguel.
They do every arc perfect. I really think their character arcs in each season all come to an end. The Danny and Johnny character arcs come to an end. Then it goes into the kids' character arcs. And then that comes to an end. Then they go back to the Danny and Johnny character arcs.
I think, one of my problems with season 2 is that I found it to be a bit repetitive.
Yeah.
And then season 3 kind of I was like, okay, this is clearly where the show is going. I'm glad that they've committed to this direction. My favorite moment is either when, in season 1, when Daniel rubs his hands together, like he's about to fix Robbie with the Miyagi, and then he's like, nurse! That made me, because when he rubbed the hands together, I was like, he's going to do the Miyagi thing. And it was just a perfect subversion.
Mine is, I really loved it when he got all of his students into his class, and then like he realized how he had to be and like how he was acting.
That is a great moment.
When he was being a dick to all the kids,
Yeah.
and now he realized he can't go that far, but he's gonna start teaching these kids.
When he tells them, he's like, if you follow this, you'll be a badass, but you'll also be an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great moment. There've been so many moments in this show, dude. But also one that sticks to me is Miyagi's letter.
Mm-hmm.
That shit.
Well, that's like what we talked about earlier, man. It's sad.
Yeah.
Because you grew up watching these movies.
Yes, it's been very fun, and we're going to record our Cobra Kai season 3 review this week. This question here from Vic Sagu, Advanced City Sagu. Who's your go-to Pokemon team in Pokemon Stadium? Another Ted question.
I actually just played this like 3 days ago. All right, well, it's obviously Charizard. Charizard, Dragonite, I'm gonna say Gengar. It's 3. Zapdos and Machamp.
I could see that team winning 62 games.
Yeah, all
62 and 20. Top 5 in defensive efficiency.
I cover all the bases. I didn't like that sigh from Aaron just now.
I never really played Pokemon Stadium, so I don't know.
Couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
This question here from Benny Gray at Benny Gray 5. What are your thoughts on Tom Holland as the next James Bond? It's not breaking news. We're not breaking anything. He said recently that's his dream role.
I don't want to say it, but I
peanut butter and jelly up. But
yeah, I was gonna say, I don't want to like typecast James Bond, but I don't think he can play James Bond, right?
Why?
Look at him. Looks like Nash. You see Nash playing James Bond?
Nash isn't British.
So?
His British accent is fucking horrible.
I don't know.
I think Tom Holland. Nash is built.
Can Tom Holland be a convincing James Bond? He doesn't look menacing or like scary or like he can do anything crazy.
That's my Bond. That's what James Bond should look like.
What, in the shadows?
Yeah, he walks in. He's 6'3", Sean Connery. It's like this guy's a spy. Like all the enemies are clearly like it's the tall guy. He's up to something. Keep him away from all the
stud.
women. Yeah. It's the clear stud who's jacked.
How old is Taron Egerton?
How old?
How tall?
I'm gonna say 5'8".
I'm gonna guess like 5'10".
I don't know how to spell
He's
it.
playing Candy Crush.
What was that?
5'9".
Oh, I called it.
He's convincing in Kingsman. You could be a spy. You could be a short king spy.
Short king spy.
Just give me Idris Elba, please.
Yeah, I mean, right. It's like
You could be a
Jesus
short
Christ.
Kingsman.
Why won't they just give us Idris Elba?
That's I don't know.
Nice white suit, black bow tie,
What's his face? John Stark.
a gun.
Richard Madden.
Yeah, Richard Madden. That's my James Bond.
It's so funny how you knew that.
Yeah.
Rob Stark.
The amount of things you got wrong with that.
Yeah.
We're just
I'm
so
so
used-
bad with names, dude.
It's so funny how we've adapted.
Because they'd be like, "Oh, Kit Harington? Do you mean Jon Snow?"
Because I was gonna say Kid Harington.
John Stark.
I just knew he meant Rob somehow.
He was rumored for a long time. Actually,
I know.
There was that report that he met with the Broccoli family.
he was really good in Bodyguard. I really like that show.
Right, he was very convincing.
Yeah.
That's another guy. He's kind of similar to Idris Elba. It's like
Mhm.
Richard Madden. You don't really need to think twice about him playing the character.
Pat's. Oh, he's yeah.
There was
Pattinson, too.
rumors for Pattinson. Hey, I mean,
You
John
got
David
good ones.
Washington and Pattinson did their James Bond
Yeah.
audition reel.
Well, and John David
Lieutenant.
Washington's not British. Did you see Malcolm and Marie?
Yes.
How was it?
I didn't love it.
No.
Yeah, I know it's been divisive online, but it felt like I was watching a collection of short films that were just being remade.
Yeah.
Like the first one ended, and then the second one was just the same one but different. It's like an alternate reality short film of the same movie.
Yeah, I was gonna check it out, but I think I gotta wait a week. I don't think I'm. I think I can watch a movie about like that subject right now.
No, definitely don't.
Something
Yeah,
like
no, no.
that.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait until Valentine's Day.
But I do want to watch it, and because I like both actors, and I think that.
Oh, that's the thing. The performances.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you'll watch it for the. I mean, John David Washington is very good, but Zendaya was. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she got nominated for I think a Critics' Choice today, or whatever award they announced today.
Yeah, there's a bunch of.
So I guess it's
awards.
a 2020 movie.
I'm so confused by that. But no, that's why I would recommend it to people. Because it is so divisive. It's kind of going to be one of those it works for you or it doesn't. But the performances, I think everyone would come out saying those were good performances.
How long is it?
It's not that long. It's about it's under 2 hours.
Okay.
About an hour, like 50 minutes maybe.
It's about what though? A breakup?
It's about it's about a director who has his premiere and they're coming home after the premiere and they kind of have a big fight.
Oh,
So I don't want to spoil it.
that's it.
No, it's just them in a house for 2 hours fighting. It really is.
I don't think.
I was gonna review it on Letterboxd, 2 people arguing, and then that's it. But it looks beautiful, and like
Yeah.
I said, the performances are great. So check it out. This question here from Murder Death Killian. Oh my God, at Assassin's Gamer 44. What project do you think Anthony Starr would be great at after seeing his work in The Boys?
Ooh,
I don't think he'd be a terrible James Bond.
yeah.
Be a change of pace, but I think he's dashing enough when you look at him outside of the Homelander costume when he's not trying to look like a douche. And even after watching The Boys, I was like, this guy would be the perfect Joker.
He's menacing. Yeah, I think I'd keep him with a villain type.
I think
Where
he'd be a
can we go
great
with
Bond
that?
villain.
You can definitely pull, I think, action star type movies.
There's no fighting knowing The Boys. That's the only problem. That's the only problem I think The Boys has is there's no like real choreographed fights.
You don't need it. I
I think it's fine the way it is, but I think that's one thing it's lacking though is the choreographed fights.
We kind of got that. I mean, it's not like big superhero climactic clashes like we see.
It's not even about superheroes. That's the best part
Right,
about the show.
But
I mean, I would love to see him.
tackle some indies and
Right, yeah.
And every good actor, you're like, they should do some more indies. But it's also like, do whatever makes you the most money.
Well, the thing is, like, he's been around.
he?
He's 43 years old, I think. So it's like a guy of that talent not being nominated for an Oscar yet. I mean, obviously, you're just not owed it because you have talent. And it just appears that he hasn't been in strong enough movies as of late. So maybe The Boys will help him. I mean, we've seen actors that come out and they have their breakout role and they either go one way or the other. I mean, look at Fassbender, right? Ever since he's kind of broken out, he's gone the wrong way with picking roles. So it's just it becomes luck of the draw for that. Not everyone gets to be Ryan Gosling, you know?
I saw someone tweet Carl Urban as Kraven. That would be cool.
Wow, yeah.
That's like the perfect typecasting, right? That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen nothing that he's been in besides maybe Banshee.
Yeah, and I hear
a couple
he's
episodes.
I hear he's really good in Banshee. This question here from Dave Piccolo at DPick2515. Why do you guys hate The Dark Knight Rises so much? I don't think it's a better movie than The Dark Knight, but I argue it's more rewatchable.
I don't hate it.
All right, Dave, come on the pod right now.
Yeah,
we're going to argue that.
I never said I didn't like that movie.
Well, that's also the internet. We don't love The Dark Knight Rises.
No.
So we hate it.
Okay.
Based on the internet. No, but I think
it's the weakest of the three.
It's the weakest of the three. The logic in it is, it's bad. It's bad. It's got some. The opening is fantastic. Tom Hardy as Bane. I like the performance.
Me too.
And I like where Batman is at in this movie. But the logic of the narrative just makes no fucking sense, and it's impossible to ignore it.
It kind of dragged too.
It's like 6 hours.
I know.
and then it's not. It's like there's 3 days until the bomb explodes. In the next scene, it's like, we only got 10 minutes here, Jim.
The bomb's on.
We got to find the bomb. The bomb's going to deactivate in 10 minutes, or activate. It's a mixed bag of a movie. Like, Anne Hathaway's Catwoman. Love her.
No, yeah, I think the performances are good. I think it's still a good movie and entertaining, and I will watch it, but it's not The Dark Knight, and it's not as good as Batman Begins.
Nothing is more rewatchable than The Dark Knight. I could probably argue that with maybe Goodfellas.
Well, yeah, I think the rewatchable argument, like thinking of him trying to get out of that cave is just boring me thinking about it. Like, he's clearly gonna get out of the fucking cave. That's the other thing. He breaks his spine and he's like, I'm just gonna do some push-ups.
Yeah, I'll do some.
And then I'm gonna do something that's physically impossible.
Holesthetic healing, and we'll fix that.
Right? Yeah,
back.
and then the power of belief, essentially.
Yeah.
You go without the rope. He's like, oh fuck, I didn't think about that. And then Superman flies him across country. You ever hear about that theory?
No.
This question here from Cody at Cody_15_S. Will you guys ever review the Indiana Jones movies?
It sucks. I'm not a big indie guy. Indie's one of those, I think I missed the boat on it, or we did, our generation. So I was never I like the movies. I think they're good, but I was never super into Indiana Jones.
Die-hard indie fan?
Yeah.
It's a great character. What don't you like about him? Travels the world trying to find ancient artifacts
I get that.
and bring them to museums.
But that wasn't
it's Harrison Ford. He's
that's
charismatic.
not my, I didn't grow up on indie.
Hopefully Uncharted will be our indie.
Now I'm old.
Growing up on indie.
I'm
Spielberg.
See, certain movies you grew up with, and
I was born in 92.
they have you develop a certain attachment.
You don't
to
even
it.
like Space Jam. What are you talking about? You grew up with Space
Don't
Jam.
tell me that's full. That's
I
true.
like Space.
You don't remember him dunking on Space Jam?
I said it's
No.
a terrible movie, but I still like it. You could think so. It's a terrible movie and still have an attachment to it. And
Is there a Stephen A. gif you can put in this while he's talking?
Blasphemy.
But yeah,
Oh,
I just
man.
don't have that attachment to Indiana Jones. So I don't. I'm sorry.
I am too.
Yeah, you're not a big indie
you-
guy either.
Do you have that attachment?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Not too thrilled. I mean, Raiders of the Lost Ark, people talk about it like it's the greatest movie ever. I appreciate the creativity of the character. That's George Lucas's ultimate strength, right? Is creating characters, not executing. It was just the perfect team up. Spielberg bring this to life. I've got the idea, and the name is perfect. Indiana Jones, and the premise. It's a movie that I would love to see rebooted. And you were saying that you hope Uncharted can be our Indiana Jones. Me too. Me too. That is Tom Holland, right?
I almost just forgot about Star Trek's the TV show. I was gonna say what's got a bigger fan base, Star Trek or Indiana Jones?
I think Star Trek, Indiana Jones may be a bigger draw. I think if they ever did come out with 4. Star Trek doesn't do well at the box office, man.
Yeah, but Star Trek's fan bases, their stands are vultures,
I think they're more
aren't they?
passionate.
Yeah.
There's more like communication.
Diehards.
Right, yeah. They're like Star Trek started nerd fandom.
Yeah.
I mean, the first conventions for nerd shit was Star Trek. That goes back to the 60s.
Jesus too.
Yeah, but no one's ever gone to war over Star Trek.
I know, but it starts fandom.
Yeah, I guess those were the first conventions, the Last Supper.
Yeah.
The last one. Jesus was just signing autographs for $100 a pop. So I'm going to be dead tomorrow, so get them while they're hot.
Yeah, he played them. He rose too. He went baseline.
He
on him.
rose for All right, guys, that is the Nerd Soup podcast for today. Signing off, I am Bo Oliver, joined here today by Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and Teddy. And, of course, we will be back later in the week on Friday to talk about the world of movies, TV, and video games.
Dude, Randy Moss had 25 touchdowns that year.
No,
Yeah, he had like 23 or 25 touchdowns.
23, I think it was.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah, Brady had 50, And then that was broken by Peyton with 55.
Yeah. That boy Peyton.
The sheriff.
I'm calling the sheriff for no reason.
Yeah, just got into the hall. Shout out to the sheriff. Comment,
Isn't this over?
comment Ben Wallace is a Hall of Famer if you're still listening.
Nice.
Get that traction, yeah.
Yeah, trending.
And retweet Julius Randle All-Star Game. Well, would you look at that? It's finally over. Hey guys, Bo Oliver here for one final send-off. Now, before I beg you guys to like and share this video, I'd like to thank our very special Patreon pledgers. We are very proud of the community we've been able to build here at NerdSoup, and it would not have been possible without our Patreon supporters. You guys are the true MVPs of this channel. Everything I've said, you keep the fridge full, you keep the lights on. There aren't enough words to thank you guys, but we'll do it anyway. Thank you. And we have a few videos coming up that have been suggested to us by Patreon pledgers. My Hero Academia, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Full Metal Alchemist will be reviewed by Marissa, and yours truly, and Castlevania, which will be reviewed by Marissa and Aaron. And if you'd like to consider donating to our Patreon page, you can visit patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out some of the rewards we offer to our listeners. And really, we'd like to thank everyone who takes the time out of their day to watch our videos. Patreon pledger or not, your support is what keeps us motivated to keep giving the world our opinions on movies and TV shows and video games and pop culture, even though no one asked for it. We're still here, we're still yapping, and we hope you continue to join us. I'm Bo Oliver, and I support this message.